I use the same introduction for every part of the series. Feel free to skip to the 2-minute 40-second mark to see the actual segment. Every winter I try and help out people through the snowstorms, and unfortunately this year my truck broke down in the middle of helping, and this wonderful and amazing community rallied around me and came up with $10,000 to get me a new truck, and I cannot thank all of you enough for everything you've done for me. I thank all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. So I vowed to pay half of it forward, and I want to try and help as many people as I can get gardens started. I also want to help people get set up with chickens, and one final goal is I want to try and plant fruit trees in public spaces like parks. That way the trees and fruits will be there forever, and the public can just get fruit whenever they need it. I feel self-sufficiency is the answer to most of the problems we now face. It can help us prepare as a community, and ultimately it will give us freedom in this world. If we depend on the supply chain for survival, whoever controls the supply chain controls our lives. My ultimate goal is to see the entire community survive off of the food we create locally. Even maybe creating a consignment store where we can trade our extra produce and goods and just do everything here on a local level. Self-sufficiency as a family or as a community is the only way I see that we can truly fix things. Plus, the health benefits of eating locally and fresh, healthy food are just immense. I unfortunately do not have a green thumb and am terrible at raising gardens, but I have a strong back and I have access to a dump truck where I can deliver dirt and help work the ground and do all the hard work to get the garden started. And from there, it's just going to be up to people to take care of them themselves. I've given away gardens for a lot of years now. I think the first time I did it was in 2012. But this year on May 2nd, I started this YouTube channel as a promise I made to my son that passed away, just to try and do something positive in the world. I wanted to make a video every day for an entire year of something positive. So this is a part of my journey, and I'm just documenting everything as I go. I also came up with an idea on how to help people on a local level, and I created a website. I call it Lake of the Ozarks Volunteer Connection that connects volunteers directly to people in need. And I feel that instead of paying taxes and stuff, we could help our communities hands-on right where we're standing and make our communities the best we can. And part of that is keeping track of all of the money that was donated to me and keeping it all open and honest. So I'll be tracking the money and where it goes through this as just an example on a different way to do things. Thank you guys very much, and I appreciate you all for following along. So this next one was a really cool project that I got to be a part of. I got a buddy of mine that is doing a permaculture project, and it's a really big project, and he's planting all kinds of trees and bushes and fruit-bearing bushes and non-fruit-bearing bushes and even a bunch of fruit trees. He's creating a complete ecosystem where it's gonna just thrive and feed off of each other and help support each other, and it's just the most ingenious thing that I've ever seen. It's really awesome, and I'm really glad that I was able to be a part of it. I will openly admit I don't know much about permaculture at all. My friend that's doing this is super intelligent and really into it, and he knows a lot more about this than I do. It's basically the epitome of what we need to do as a species and learn to coexist with nature and figuring out how to mesh and make it all work. And I think that this is what we need to focus on, everyone, everywhere, because this will change the way the world works. This will make it to where we can sustain ourselves and to where the earth will be clean and to where we'll be able to coexist with nature and not destruct the earth. Mathematically speaking, it's a fact that if we destroy any natural resource more than it's replenished, eventually we're going to run out of that natural resource. If we consume more than we create, we're basically a parasite and we're going to destroy whatever we're consuming. In this case, what we're consuming is the earth's natural resources, and if we destroy all the earth's natural resources, we're going to leave our grandkids nothing and our great-grandkids nothing, and it's just going to get worse and worse every generation. So we have to figure out how to be sustainable and how to coexist with nature, and this is the epitome of doing such. Hopefully one day I can interview him and get his knowledge on the subject, because he really knows what's happening here and could educate us all a lot more on the subject. So this is just a really cool project I was able to be a part of for the day. All I did was drive a dump truck and got compost all day long. I think I hauled 5 or 6 loads the entire day. He had the dump truck and paid for everything. All I did was just drive the truck. We went to DNR and got compost from them. Unfortunately, they ran out. So we then got the compost from Missouri Forget-Me-Not Horse Rescue and Sanctuary. They were awesome. They were a really cool place to see and witness. They are one of the biggest horse rescue places in the United States. So they have hundreds of horses there that they're taking care of and rescuing. They do a lot of stuff there to help horses, and I wish I could remember everything they told me they did. I plan on going back there and interviewing the lady that runs it, and hopefully you'll be able to catch an interview with us here pretty soon. I talked to her about doing one, and she said she would. Hopefully I'll be sharing a video soon of our interview when I get a chance to catch up with her. They don't charge anything for the manure, but they suggest possibly being kind enough to make a donation of $100 per truckload, which I kindly did. And it was really good compost. And they make sure and let all the manure compost for years. They say horse manure isn't good for gardens and stuff because of the hay in the manure, and it will create a lot of weeds, but I think if they let it go for a lot of years like they have, that cuts that down. And the other thing here is that we were doing more of trees and stuff, so it wasn't as much of a garden, so the weeds don't matter as much. But I didn't really have anything in this day. I just had my time. I just had some gas getting out there, but I don't even care. I'm not even going to include it in here. He was kind enough to offer to pay, but I refused. I'm trying to do all I can to help donate and do everything I can to help create sustainability and self-sufficiency, so I was just happy to be able to help. So I just basically donated my time all day. I just figured it was really good to include here. It was really cool to just be a part of learning how permaculture works and learning about all the native plants and bushes and fruit bushes and trees that it takes to make up this entire ecosystem that is permaculture. It's just really fascinating to learn about, and I think it's something that's greatly needed and is honestly the epitome of what we need in society right now.